Previously prohibited, but now allowed with label. Erotic dances that involve disrobing or disrobing gestures, such as... Holy shit! Popular dances such as twerking, grinding, and pole dancing are now allowed without a label! Alright! Is Twitch back? Guys! Ooh! Fresh, hot off the press. We've got something. We've gotten feedback that our policies around sexual content are unclear, so we've drawn clearer boundaries between what is and what isn't permitted on Twitch. We also recognize that not everyone wants to see certain content, so we're updating our criteria for homepage recommendations. Holy fuck. Okay, let's read it. Oh, this is just an image of the same tweet. Okay, let's read this one. Updating our approach to sexual content and content classification labels. Uh-oh. We've received consistent feedback from streamers that our current policies around sexual content are confusing and that it can be difficult to know how their content will be interpreted, how they'll be interpreted based on these policies, which is very true. It's extremely true. We want streamers to feel confident that they understand our rules and viewers to feel like confident that they will experience and respect. To accomplish, we are making 2 changes effective today. Streaming our policies against sexual content and updating criteria used for homepage recommendations. Okay, here's number 1. To be effective, policies need to be easy to understand so the streamer knows what is allowed on the site and what's not allowed. Part of the confusion comes, this is not true. I'm going to stop this right now. Everybody knows what's sexual content. Everybody knows what is and isn't allowed. Sometimes people pretend like they're not doing it, but we all know what it really is. Number 1. So yeah, that's what I think. Pretending, yeah, it's always people, exactly, stop being dishonest. Yeah, people are just so dishonest. Part of the confusion comes from the fact that there are currently 2 separate policies in the community guidelines that address sexual content. There's also an additional section in the content classification guidelines. So basically what they're saying is that going forward, the sexually suggestive content and sexually explicit content policies will be consolidated into the sexual content policy. Okay, great. While consolidating new policies, we've removed portions of the policy that closely resembled language in the content classification guidelines. Okay, so this is all nice. Okay, accurate content using CCLs. Believe that some restriction on former policies are no longer required. In addition to providing clarity, these updates will also reduce the risk of inconsistent enforcement and bring our policy more in line with the other social media services. Okay. The FAQ below provides a high-level summary of some of the changes. You can find a full policy language. Okay, so this is number 1. A lot of that was just, basically this is just bookkeeping, right? They're saying it's hard to understand what you can and can't do because you have to look 3 different places to find it. Very true, very correct, good change. Number 2. Content recommendations for the homepage. We recognize that not all members of the community want to see certain content, even if it's properly labeled with a content classification label. When a CCL is applied, CCL is content classification label. Okay, I understand now. Viewers must provide explicit consent before they can start watching the stream. Okay, and this is like, yeah, 18 plus. However, if labeled streams are shown on a Twitch homepage, viewers may still see content in stream thumbnails that makes them uncomfortable. So this is what they're talking about. They're talking about you go to the following page and you go to the For You page and you have this situation. Now, obviously, this is a W recommendation because I watch streams like this, but there are other people who get these recommendations who don't. So we'll go back to what they're talking about. And by that is what they're referring to. We want to make sure that the homepage, which is often the first page that viewers land on, is more aligned with viewer expectations. To address this, we are updating the criteria used for homepage recommendations. Streams that are labeled as drugs, intoxication, excessive tobacco use, violent and graphic depictions, gambling, and or sexual themes will no longer be included in homepage recommendation shelves due to the visual nature of these topics. Massive fucking W. This is exactly what I said they should do. And by the way, I think you should be able to turn this off. I think it should be on by default, but you should be able to turn it off if you choose to. If you want to see gamba, if you want to see boobs, turn it off. But it should be on by default. This is extremely reasonable and very good. Streams labeled as mature-rated games and profanity will not be affected by this update unless the streamer has also selected one of the labels above. Okay, so games, like basically mature-rated games, will not be categorized this way. Viewers can still search for or go directly to channels that are streaming the labeled content on the left bar on the homepage, but streams using these labels will not be surfaced in homepage recommendation shelves. Streams with these labels will be included in category page recommendations so viewers can navigate the appropriate category for this content, which I think is kind of fair. I do think that for just chatting, you should probably remove... there's always going to be people trying to play games, right? And so if you go and you look at just chatting, there will be some people that are effectively doing streams like this and like this. Like this right here, if you look at this stream, like I would say that I think this stream is sexual in nature. I would. I think I would go that far. I would say it. And because of that, I think that in general, any of this stuff, they should have to be in a different category. That is a sexually labeled category. You should not be able to sit and just chatting and circumvent these rules and do the same thing that you should be doing in the hot tub section. Because the reason why people go on just chatting is because the directory has more traffic, so they'll get more viewers. Can I see the example again? Okay. Anyway, but the streamers using these labels not surface. Okay. And making this change helps ensure that viewers will not see content that they haven't consented to seeing. We will continue to explore adding more personalized viewer settings in the future. I think that also, like, one thing that they should do, if this is this type of content, there are people who are going to break this rule. I can guarantee you. Because, like, if you're a girl and you're doing this stuff, you're trying to sell OnlyFans subscriptions, what would you do if you read this? You would say, okay, I'm going to stream in the just chatting section. That way I'm still on people's recommended, and that way I'm still in the larger category, right? So this is clearly what they're going to do. I think they should just have it to where if you have people that are trying to break this rule, you add a blur to their to their thumbnail. That's all they need to do. That's what I think the solution is. You just blur the thumbnail, and that way people can't see it. Just doing a workout, but it makes it more noticeable. It's not about it being noticeable or not. It's about people seeing it or not. Blurring makes it to where you can't see it. Bro, just ban them? Maybe you could do that too. I mean, I wouldn't ban them. I personally wouldn't. I don't want to ban people for that, but I would just blur it, personally. Let's see here. Maybe there's a better solution I haven't thought of. I'll think about it more. Anyway, making this change helps ensure viewers they haven't consented to seeing. We want to feel confident. Okay, so here's the FAQ. Some types of content that were prohibited will now be allowed on Twitch if appropriately labeled. These changes include previously prohibited, but now allowed with label. Content that deliberately highlights breasts. Yes! Even when fully clothed. All right. Streamers found it difficult to determine what was prohibited and what was allowed, and often evaluating whether or not a stream violated this portion of the policy was subjective. In addition, the former sexually content was out of line with industry standards, resulted in female presenting streamers being disproportionately penalized. Well, of course it did, because the female streamers are the ones that are selling their body, because those are the primary audience on OnlyFans. Like, why are we pretending like... I love how you're using this language as if it's just completely disconnected from the obvious reality that we all exist in. Obviously, women are being punished more because women are selling their sexuality more. It's fucking obvious. What are we talking about with this bullshit language? Am I crazy here? Am I taking crazy pills? Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with people? Tecton, thanks for the raid. What's up, boys? How y'all doing? Hey. All right, so yeah, anyway, this is a good thing. This is a very, very great thing. The language is fucking stupid, but really though, money is what makes it turn. Obviously, this content brings money to the website. Yes, absolutely. Fictionalized. Ooh, this is 2D. Good thing we got Tecton's audience in here. Guys, write this down. Fictionalized, fully exposed female presenting breasts or genitals and buttocks regardless of gender. So now we can have booba streams And it's totally okay. It's totally fucking fine. Wow. Thank God. There is a thriving artist community on Twitch, and this policy was overly punitive and did not reflect the impact of their content. And also, this is true, by the way, with the industry standards. TikTok is full of... It's not porn, but it's basically porn, right? Like, it's full of it. Everybody watches this shit. Like, I open up TikTok. Maybe this is like... I've only been on... the only time I go on TikTok is to watch videos of myself. You know, like, that's it. I think... No, there's actually one girl I thought was really hot. I looked up her TikTok. That was it. So it's like her and then videos that I look up of myself. So yeah, there's two things. Might have been another girl too. I don't remember. Point is that that's literally it. What I'm trying to get at here is that every other social media website has tons of this stuff. And why can't Twitch have it? I think they can. It's totally fine. Do you think porn will take over Twitch now that it's officially allowed? No, because people that want to watch Valorant aren't... Guys, that's just like... that is a small streamer cope. That is a cope from like some fucking boring 35-year-old man that wears a snapback and dyes his beard blue for people to pay attention to him. He's like, man, these titty streamers are stealing all my viewers. No, you're not. No, they're not. Nobody's watching you because you're fucking boring. That's what it is. It's not like, oh, I was going to watch this loser, but instead I'm going to go watch a titty streamer. They act like they're a fucking, like a planet, right? Well, two planets. And it's like you get caught in their orbit. That's not what happens. If I'm here to play I want to watch World of Warcraft, I'm going to go watch World of Warcraft. Like, I'm going to go watch Rust. Like, there are times that you want to look at porn and times that you want to look at other stuff besides porn. People that are going to look for video game streams are not going to go after, like, oh, I was going to watch video games, but now I guess I have to look at porn. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid, because if that's the case, then why weren't you just doing that to begin with? There it is. You look at porn for 2 o'clock to 2:10 a.m. tops. There are no fun women streamers. Oh, God. Well, I'm sure if there were, you'd probably get banned in their chat. Yeah, there it is. Oh, my God. So they can draw a hentai now? Well, I think that the obvious, like, this is the reality, is that you can have, I don't think you can be naked. Nothing here has said that you can be naked. Oh, we're at fictionalized, fully exposed. Oh, wait. Oh, you can do fictionalized. Wow, I actually didn't read that. Yeah, you can. You literally can. I didn't read this right. I'm going to read it again. Fictionalized, fully exposed female breasts or genitals. Holy shit. So I can draw a dick right now. Right now, at this very moment, I can draw a dick. Do it? Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to pull one up. I'll draw it. All right. That's about right. Okay. And we're almost done. All right. And one last touch. There it is, boys. First dick of the day. How about that? That's a good one. Thanks. Thanks, guys. I mean, look, I'm a professional now. We're going to be doing a lot of these. We're going to be posting a lot of dicks. This is good. VTubers can be nude now. I guess so. Yeah, you're right. And let's see here. Surely this affects the amount of companies willing to advertise on Twitch? No, because the company's advertisements just won't be on these streams. Or they won't be on this content. Like, for example, if you go and I open up the slots category, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but a lot of times you won't get ads. You see there's no ads? We'll pull up another one. Just, you know. We'll look at this guy here. Maybe I'll get an ad? Well, that's actually a pretty good one. Oh, it's 1.2. It's not too bad. He's going to lose some money here. Man, maybe I should play this game myself. I'd probably do way better than him. 1.2. This guy's actually, bro, like, he's doing really well. There you go. There you go. There you go. Come on. Oh, wow, bro. Like, I should... Dude, if I invested $1,000 into this... Oh, my God. Dude, all this guy does is win. What the fuck? Like, he's winning every time. Well, whatever. Anyway, point is that slots doesn't show any categories, right? Or it doesn't show any ads. So an advertiser will just simply not show ads on these categories. You see my point? Wants the outer edge, 16x. 16x is for an outer edge? Dude, that's a scam. It should be like a 2000x for a pachinko machine. What do you mean? I saw Mo hit a 2000x. He won like $3 million. Yeah, like, what a fucking scam. It's 1,000. Yeah. What is this? Raise it or lower it? I guess so. Anyway, let's see this. Body writing on female presenting breasts or buttocks policy regardless of gender. The Twitch attire policy already allows body art on breasts or buttocks, so this change makes the policies consistent. True. Erotic dances that involve disrobing or disrobing gestures such as... Holy shit! They just... Dude! All right! This is amazing. Dan Clancy based? True. Changes to popular dances. Popular dances such as twerking, grinding, and pole dancing are now allowed without a label. All right. I've been waiting on this for years. There's some people I got to show this to, right? I have to let them know. Yeah, this is important. We just can't stay his Twitch back? Guys, I think it's fucking back. Holy shit. This is amazing. This is my chance. Yes, previously some dances were prohibited and others were allowed without a label. Enforcing on dances regardless of context meant our policy prohibited twerking at a wedding or taking a pole dancing exercise class, for example. The policy now takes into context into consideration and only prohibits streaming inside of an adult entertainment establishment. So as long as you are not at a strip club, it's okay. What about a stripper that works from home, right? But like, okay. You know what's really sad? Is the fact that they did this only a week after they banned Twitch in Korea. Think about that. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Let's see here. With updates to sexual content policy, are artistic depictions of nudity allowed? It's not hentai, it's art. Content with a focus on fictionalized sexual body parts, regardless of gender, are allowed with a sexual themes label. However, fictionalized sexual acts or masturbation remain prohibited. Reasonable. Is body painting on the breasts and the buttocks allowed on Twitch as long as the attire requirements are met? Holy shit. How does Twitch handle nudity in gaming? We handle nudity in two ways. First, games featuring nudity as sex or anything sexual violence as core focus of the game are entirely prohibited. Games featuring nudity, pornography, sex, or sexual violence as core are entirely prohibited. I mean, Grand Theft Auto has that. I mean, I don't know how that really makes sense, but okay. No hentai games. Yeah, my stepmom is a Fuda. Is still not playable on Twitch. I think that's the point they're trying to make here, okay? Hopefully in 2024, people will realize the real truth, okay? Anyway, custom gameplay or visual modifications that include nudity or sex content, including uncensored patches and otherwise allowed games, are prohibited. Learn more about prohibited games. Okay, so like a nude mod is prohibited, which is, I think this is totally fair. Second, for games where nudity is not the core focus or feature, the mature rated games content classification label is sufficient for incidental nudity. However, the sexual themes label must be applied to gameplay that focuses on nudity. Okay, well, but I thought gameplay that focuses on nudity was against the rules. Like, because this is confusing to me, right? Because I read the sexual themes label must be applied to gameplay that focuses on nudity, but a core focus focuses on... I don't understand this. This is confusing to me. But, you know, basically what they're saying, I think, is that, you know, in The Witcher 3 opening cinematic, right? That's fine. But, like, if you focus on that constantly, it's a problem. Context matters. Yes. If mature rated game I'm playing includes violence, does that mean I also need to apply the label? Covers most content that happens within the game itself. Streamer chooses to focus their stream on in-game content that focuses on sexual games. Okay, so this is totally fine. All right, so basically, no, you don't have to change anything unless you want to make your entire stream about the nudity content in a game. Will streams, this, by the way, totally makes sense. In-game content that features simulated sexual activities between players is still prohibited. So I guess this is like VTubing or a VR chat, I mean. Because, like, you could say between players, because, like, you could have sex, for example, in Cyberpunk, right? Like, I got that cinematic, I think a lot of other people did, with, like, that girl. And so, I don't think... Yeah, it's basically ERP. No ERP. Very simple. Will streams be labeled with CCLs no longer be recommended in the left bar? The update will not prevent streams from being recommended in the left bar of the homepage, as stream thumbnails are not shown in that section. Reasonable and fair. If the problem is the image, and the image isn't being shown, then there's not a problem. This is reasonable and fair. Will labeling one of my streams with CCL also impact the visibility of future streams? No, past streams do not impact the visibility of future streams. When your stream does not include one of the CCLs listed above, it will be again eligible to be shown on the homepage. Recommendation shelves. What happens if I do not use a content classification label? If you fail to apply it repeatedly, it will be locked onto the stream, but it will not result in a suspension. So basically, they're going to do exactly what I said they should do. How about that?